Welcome back. At this time of year, more than any other, this time of giving and thanks and gratitude all over the place, one of the things we are each most grateful for, and I have no doubt that I speak for all of us, is our health, our wellness, and our ability to be and do the best we can be and do at any age. We're here today with Dr. Jessica Konopka, who is a classically trained orthopedic surgeon who now specializes in anti-aging sciences and aesthetics. And while the two may not seem like they go hand in hand, it really makes perfect sense. And Dr. Jessica shared with me one key piece was that as a doctor, her greatest joy comes in seeing the patient post-surgery walk into her office unaided, not in pain, without a cane, standing straight, feeling great, doing everything they want to do in their lives. But that doesn't come strictly from the surgery. It comes from entire and broad lifestyle choices. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Jessica, thank you so much for joining us here on Good Day.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Lauren, for having me. I'm so enamored to have this opportunity to share my story and to be able to share all the wonderful things that we can implement in order to optimize our health.
I really want to talk about health in that way because you approach it from such an amazingly broad perspective, and you have some very, very personal situations that led you to do everything that you're doing today. So we may not think about the potential for our body to heal itself, or we may think about it. We may believe that we're doing enough exercise, or that we're getting good nutrition, or that we're actually sleeping well or well enough. But we may not be really paying attention to the things that we need to. And there is a glut of products on the market that are selling us all of these dreams come true, which ultimately we know do not deliver. So these are the myths I want you to bust right now as we go through. How did you come to focus on what you're doing now? And then what can we do to focus on being our very best? So tell me, how did you come to putting all this together?
Well, in fact, this arose during my orthopedic surgery training. I've also embarked on a journey of pursuing a degree in anti-aging sciences and as well as aesthetic medicine through the American Academy of Aesthetic Medicine. I'm a board diplomat of the institution. So I've been blending my interest and my passion for approaching the patient as a whole, with a very holistic approach, with a very natural regenerative approach, because the key to addressing health and optimizing our health is to essentially address the topic of prevention, as opposed to later on dealing with all the consequences of ailing health. So we're here to optimize our health. We're here to make healthy choices. We're here to set the right intentions for our path into becoming our better selves and being our best.
Absolutely. And I couldn't agree more. And our community is vital and active and
Yes.
really always, tuning in to see what great, tremendous new information is out there, or who's providing the cutting edge, real results, who's actually getting it. So I know you have two, maybe more businesses, but one focuses very much on hair and hair growth, hair regrowth, which can be a result of a number of things. But I want to start with the lifestyle work and the wellness work that you're doing. Where do we even begin to look? If we're talking about going through our perfect day, so you wake up, and how do you start your perfect day to support yourself in having a perfect day?
Well, I'll give you an example of how I start my day, actually, and what I recommend for my patients as well. So obviously we start from a certain routine of mindfulness, of setting an intention for a day, of a positive outlook for a plan that we want to achieve, for making our day the best it can possibly be. And for me, that happens to be a choice of nutrition. We have to be very conscientious as to the products that we use and that we ingest. It's absolutely important to be mindful of ingesting organic and regenerative farmed products. I find I can't emphasize that enough. I think it's essential, actually. There are many chemicals and various pesticide-rich factors that affect our ability to absorb nutrients in that way. And it's quite imperative to make the right choices for your lifestyle. The Mediterranean diet is quite important. Keto diet, I truly agree, that is for anyone who chooses that path, I think it's quite healthy, and it optimizes your energy levels. Juicing is a fantastic way of beginning your exercise routine. So that would be the start of the day, and of course making choices in the whole gamma of products that we consume. Essentially adds to the entire picture, to the whole of the experience of being able to optimize our lifestyle and the quality of our life.
So the Mediterranean diet is basically clean proteins and lots of vegetables.
Absolutely.
Keto is low carb, no sugar,
Absolutely.
or only natural sugars where they occur. But the whole idea being that if we are putting anything in our mouths, it should be contributing to our health, not taking it away.
Absolutely.
I know you're a very big proponent of drinking lots and lots of water.
Absolutely. Hydration is key. Hydration is absolutely the building block of our ability to regenerate. There are many different supplements that one can add in order to improve hydration, and that's collagen and hyaluronic acid supplementation in the form of antioxidant-rich juices. That I can, of course, provide later more information and links for. And essentially, hydrating ourselves with low sugar, beverages, those that don't have added chemicals, that don't have the preservatives. That's key, essentially. So ridding the body of the toxins that actually slow down our metabolism.
And one of the things that obviously once we give ourselves, I think, juice, freshly juiced vegetables or fruits, mostly vegetables for me in the morning, that always feels good to me. It's low sugar, it's high energy, it feels very clean, a great way to start. And then if I move on to my exercise and my activity, I feel like they do work together hand in hand. Do you exercise early in the morning, late in the day? What do you think works best?
For me, actually getting the metabolism going early in the day sets a great standard for our performance and our function throughout the day. I think, the evening routine is a time for the body to relax, to wind down, for us to implement relaxation techniques. Yoga would be great if someone would like to stay active, in the later parts of the day. I know everyone's busy schedule doesn't accommodate for early morning workouts, but perhaps I can recommend just waking up a half an hour earlier and doing something at home that will give you the energy and boost for your wonderful day ahead, and for optimizing performance and concentration especially.
I know it sounds silly, but when I wake up, I make my bed.
Yes.
I make my juice. I go back into the bedroom, I get down on the floor, and I start my workout routine, which is just a combination of easy stretching and light yoga, some floor Pilates. But I see a lot of apps online, chair yoga, wall Pilates, stuff that people can do on their own, and whether they get results or not, but they're doing something or showing us how to do it ourselves. Mine is a very simple kind of cross the brain barrier using both sides, light, but strength building, that I've kind of evolved and adapted over the years from the many things that I have tried and loved. What do you recommend besides whatever it is you'll do? Meaning, whatever we'll do is the first choice, right?
Yes. Yes.
But what do you really find works to help get us that strength and that clarity and get the day going?
Well, you mentioned something that I highly recommend actually, which is the crossing of the midline. So any exercises that get our hemispheres to coordinate, to build these, or optimize our synapses, essentially improving function, essentially improving coordination. That gives us a chance to be better, to be our best, to be at our optimal. So that cannot be taken for granted actually. So these movement exercises are quite critical in order to allow the body to integrate and to continue to regenerate and heal. So you've mentioned a very valid point, and that's actually what I would recommend. Additionally, I mean, everyone needs to do what they love, and they cannot find it, to be a chore. It has to be something that you're passionate about, and I recommend any sort of movement that you feel would be optimal for you. Even taking a walk in the park is better than the discussion whether we should do it. Additionally, one of my favorite things that I love to do, and I highly recommend, is dancing. That varied, cardiovascular rate, and the energy that's released and the endorphins that flow in this wonderful activity also promotes longevity, promotes bone health, promotes our feel-good hormones to kind of take over and allow us to inspire ourselves to do better, to pursue the dreams that we want to pursue, and all the goals that we have to achieve for the day.
I think dancing is actually an unsung hero of
Yes,
fitness and wellness because
absolutely.
it combines so many things that we need. Usually
Mhm.
it includes community in some
Yes,
way,
exactly.
and music, which is just great for our brain,
Mhm.
movement for our body and our brain. So yes, thank you for bringing that forward, because I, growing up, was an international folk dancer. I belly danced. I did all these things that provided what was good, and I was just having fun. I was
Phenomenal.
literally just out there having fun doing what I loved.
Exactly. We share a similar history, as I also grew up dancing. I also actually participated in international folk dancing competitions, so it's yeah, we resonate. But yeah, Latin dancing is fantastic. I've belonged to Dance with Me USA, and there's so many wonderful, like Arthur Murray dance groups. So there's so many wonderful organizations that promote this lovely practice.
Yeah, I think dance is really critical. We just need, sometimes we find ourselves getting dull, meaning
Mhm.
tired or bored
Mhm.
or distracted. And I find that if I just turn on loud music and start dancing around the
Oh yeah,
house, it
absolutely,
just revitalizes instantly. It gets your oxygen flowing, it gets your brain going.
absolutely.
And 5 minutes of changing your physiology can change
Yes.
your entire day.
Exactly. Changing your energy for exactly.
And that brings me to the other component, which I know you're a big fan of, is the whole social community activities and engagement, which they talk a lot about that with the Blue Zones or in any of the aging well programs. How
Mhm.
do you recommend to your patients and clients that they find their right tribe, as it were?
Absolutely. There's so much we can do on a daily basis, but there's a limitation to that as well. I feel like, in order to get the holistic and complex, experience of being able to reset our life in a path that resonates with us, I feel holistic retreats, health retreats, nutritional retreats are a fantastic, additional asset to our, our like anti-aging and regenerative path, in order to find a community that we can resonate with, be able to integrate ourselves into these practices that are movement practices, breathing exercises, meditation, nutrition, learning about nutrition. All sorts of workshops are available actually to be able to learn more and to open our horizons as to what we need to do to and implement to change our lifestyle. So going for, and participating in these wonderful retreats that are readily available online, and I can also recommend a few. that would be the best way to go in order to really optimize our lifestyle and our choices for, for ourselves and the path that we want to pursue.
Well, I think making the choice of what you do when you're putting energy out will also influence the results you get when you're taking energy back in. Do you have a
100%.
preference whether we do these things remotely or in person? Have you found a difference? Have you looked at that at all with your patients and clients?
I think there's a big difference. There's a significant difference in participating online or as opposed to in vivo, as opposed to in the community. I think there's something very organic, very human, and very, very cathartic, I would say, about the interaction in a group where we can go and enjoy, the natural surroundings of a particular retreat center and just really have that all-encompassing wonderful, holistic experience of the change and transformation that we need. So I truly recommend participating in these events, in person. Of course, there are sometimes limitations where we don't have the time or the resources, but we can always tune into a wonderful podcast as you've been leading to, and in order to get that inspiration, in order to have the information where to search for answers and for the right guidance. So I think doing both is a great blend of opportunities for that in that respect.
Well, ultimately, to quote a very famous shoe company, just do it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Whatever
Exactly.
you will do, please do it. And you're talking about environments, and this is really personal to me. Over the years, I've had a number of health, not only actual health issues, but health scares. And a lot of them are the result, I've learned, of heavy metals or chemicals in the environment or air pollution, for instance, having lived most of my life in areas that were heavily driving areas, or I would just walk thinking I was doing something good for myself, but I was walking in the smog of cars or whatever it was, and ultimately that created blockages in my own body. So how can we be aware of our environments and compensate for what is in the environment? Because we often can't change our environment dramatically, but we can change what we do sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, in that regard, I would highly recommend just having downloaded all the apps for, the environmental agencies in your area regarding quality of water, regarding quality of air. I've been always checking, having small kids as well, how healthy it is for us to engage in the environment. That's one. But there's only so much that we can do, as you're saying. And there are a number of very powerful, I would say, nutrients and minerals that we can also supplement in our diet that additionally assist in the detoxification process. So they naturally allow our body to detox and eliminate those toxins that we take from food, from water, from air. So one of those actually is something called it's a clinoptilolite. It's a zeolite, so it's a volcanic mineral. It's a part of a product called toxin removal system from Koseva, TRS from Koseva. And there's also fulvic acid, which is happens to be also, you can purchase it from the same company. But fulvic acid is actually an acid that chelates, so it removes toxins from the body, but it's also an organic element that assists in the absorption of nutrients. So I think that that in particular, fulvic acid, is critical for the diet, where if we're additionally supplementing with let's say calcium to prevent osteopenia, magnesium, it's quite essential to additionally supplement with that in order to optimize your nutrient absorption and optimize function, because there's no other way around it. So I would highly recommend that.
I also know that they are able to go to your websites and get a lot more information. So the website for your lifestyle programs is?
Yes, it's www.drjessicakonopka.org.
Okay. And before we get to your next website, which is called?
It's www.regenexus.com.
Regenexus.com. And this is the hair growth specialty, is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
Tell us quickly, how did that come about? Because yes, aging well, yes, active living, good lifestyle, but this is even a little bit more.
Yes. So during my orthopedic surgery training and anti-aging sciences training, I've also delved into hair restoration surgery. So I'm trained and certified in that as well. And I've been exposed to the problem of hair loss in this patient population. And I wanted to support the patient in their journey actually to restoration of hair. It's a very lengthy process, and it was quite imperative for the product that I was formulating to be all natural, hypoallergenic, and especially successful. It had to work essentially. So the whole process was actually something that involved a personal experience of mine as well. As during that time, I was pregnant, and the stresses of pregnancy, the entire aspect of juggling orthopedic surgery and motherhood was taking a toll on my hair, especially. So I had a huge issue, which I also was very disconcerted about. So it all kind of tied into the experience organically of being able to create and promote a product that was not only effective for the patient population that I was treating, that we were addressing with my team of colleagues, but also for myself. So it was it was something that I was very passionate about doing, and passionate about receiving the results that we have been getting lately. So this product actually came about as part of a hair restoration system. It's the Revitalizing Hair Growth Serum by Regenexus Aesthetics, which is a company that I run. And essentially, just like in my philosophy in nutrition and addressing the patient as a whole, and improving the environment of the patient's lifestyle and interaction, all the ingredients that we incorporate in order to maximize our efficiency. This is the same philosophy that I've applied to creating this product. So basically extracting the best possible ingredients, the scientific that were scientifically proven to assist in follicular regeneration of the hair, and we put this into our wonderful product. So yeah.
So in your case, the hair loss was hormonally motivated, I would say, but we also may have people who are suffering hair loss for other medical or chemical issues.
Yes.
And have you found that the product works for everyone equally?
So what it does, and I'll share with you, absolutely. So what the product does is that it improves the general environment of hair growth. One of the ingredients, which is the main active ingredient called Salsphere, it's patented. It's an encapsulated technology. It's a vitamin peptide, provitamin B2, so procyanidin B2, and it happens to actually revert the inactive phase of the follicle's growth into the active phase. So essentially, for everyone applying this product, it reactivates the inert follicle to grow, and this pertains to all, let's say, medical conditions where there has been, let's say, an arrest of proliferation, for instance, in cancer patients, or there has been a process that has affected let's say the patient hormonally, and this product and this ingredient that I mentioned, along with the gamma of other ingredients that I will just explain to you additionally, all of this acts to improve the follicle's ability to regenerate. So just to mention a few other ingredients that we use hyaluronic acid, which promotes follicular regeneration and is anti-inflammatory. We have nettle extract, which is actually which targets the hair follicle from the DHT receptor. So it's a DHT receptor blocker. We have the vitamin peptides, vitamin B6. We have, Cytil, we have panthenol, we have biotin, we have vitamin A, vitamin D. And on top of that, we have keratin, which also rebuilds the hair shaft. So we're providing, I would say, liquid gold to the environment of hair growth to be able to optimize hair regrowth. So yes, we've seen a number of results that
That's
are quite
great. And I know
satisfying.
we could have started the conversation with that, and everybody would be running to their computers to click on the website. And that's exactly what I hope they will do.
Yes.
Jessica, I know you have amazing services and products and recommendations and knowledge to share, and I encourage our viewers to go to your two websites, which we have posted on the screen, and ask questions and find a way to connect with you. Thank you so much for coming to share with us today. We appreciate it.
My great pleasure. Thank you.
We look forward to having you back.
Lauren, thank you. Thank you so immensely for this amazing opportunity to be able to share my work with you and your community. And it's been a great pleasure. And again, all the best to you.
And we'll be right back.